right guys, today I'm teaching you how to do a wheelie. Look at my strap was just undone, but I didn't hit the back glass. I know all you guys are thinking, Judah, I wanna know how to wheelie like you. When I was younger, I wish someone would have taught me this. I had to learn all on my own. What? It was tragic. Tragic. By the way, you could win this truck. I know it's dirty, but you know, it is a truck, all right? I know what you're thinking. Damn, Judah, that F-250's nice. What if I told you that F-250 could be yours? All you have to do is buy a t-shirt from my website. So as you guys know, I give away cars. I've given away the C8, I've given away the Hellcat, I've given away my side-by-side, I've given away the dirt bike. Well, it's round 5. All you gotta do is buy something from monarch.com and you'll be automatically entered to win that truck. And for the first 24 hours, since we just launched it just now, I decided to do something special. Instead of every $1 being 1 entry, we're gonna do $1 equals 5 entries. Only for the first 24 hours though. So go to monarch.com, go grab yourself a t-shirt, go grab yourself a hoodie, and that truck might just be yours. So go. The purpose of this video is I'm teaching you how to do a wheelie because every man out there wants to know how to wheelie. Matt behind the camera knows how to wheelie. Yep. If you're out there and you're a man and you don't know how to wheelie, man, that's a serious problem. A man should know how to wheelie a quad. You know, it should be like, yeah, it just is like, it's just something that every man should know how to do. So no need to fear. Judah's here to save the day and teach you. All right, you guys probably know how to ride a quad. If you don't know how to ride a quad, I don't know what you're doing. That might be another lesson. So when it comes to doing wheelies, it's really hard to get hurt if you don't power wheelie. Power wheelie means that you're not in the balance point and that you're chasing the wheelie. So as the front end's falling, you're giving it more gas. And when you do that, it's actually pretty dangerous because you're not in control. So the idea is you want to be in control of your wheelie. So when you pull it back, you instantly want to go into the balance point. I'll explain this to you guys. The balance point is where the quad balances on its own. And when you're in the wheelie, it does that. So like right here, look at, if a power wheelie means you have it like right here and the front end wants to keep falling. A good wheelie, how you want them to do them, is be in the balance point because then you're just chilling, you're like here. And you can just give it a little bit of gas, like up, 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 up. That was kind of joking, but the idea is to keep it in the balance point. When you keep it in the balance point, you don't have to give it much throttle. You can slow down, speed up. And the second part of this is when you go too far back and you're about to tip back, that's when you hit the back brake. So your back brake is what keeps the bike from going and hitting looping. Looping is the term. We'll pop up some clips right here. The back brake keeps it from doing that. So when you go like this, hit the back brake and it'll come down. As simple as that. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but if you learn to master the back brake, which takes time, it's really hard for you to wreck. When you're on a dirt bike, it's a little bit different because you're worrying about falling right or left, but on a quad, you don't have to worry about that. All right, so you want to start in first gear. If you're on a dirt bike, it's easier to go faster because when you're on a dirt bike, you don't got to worry about falling. I mean, when you're on a dirt bike, you got to worry about going right or left. So the faster you go, the more you're gonna not fall right or left. On a quad, you don't gotta worry about that. You're gonna wanna use your clutch to pull it up. So just like you let out the clutch, you're just gonna give it gas and drop the clutch at the same time and have your foot on the back brake at the same time. So when it comes up, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna pop it up bad and I'm gonna save it with the back brake. So if you pull it up too hard like that, you can just hit the back brake, and the reason it comes right back down is because I hit the back brake. So you're gonna wanna practice, you're probably gonna be doing this when you're starting, and that's because you're scared to pull it back. But once you get used to your back brake, you won't be afraid to pull it back because you can just bring it right back down like I just showed you. You just need to get comfortable pulling it back, honestly. You'll also notice I pull in the clutch when I hit the back brake so I don't stall out, because you'll stall out if you go too slow. So when you're going really slow in the balance point, you gotta pull in the clutch. The speed bump's a little funny. All right, notice how slow I'm going though. You don't gotta go that fast, but the problem is when you go too slow, then it stalls out. Because I can go faster, but I'm trying to go as slow as possible. Notice how I hit the back brake, look at back brake. Back brake. So the slower you go means the more skilled you are. When you go really fast, you look like an idiot. I'll show you a power wheelie. This is what people do when they first start. It's dangerous because you can wreck. So when it's falling, they'll try to like give it a ton more gas and they'll just be chasing it instead of, you don't really need to go that fast. If you're going that fast, you're not really learning. You're literally just like kind of playing with fire. You just need to get outside and just get used to using the back brake and pulling it all the way back. That's really the key to getting good. And once you're up, you can slow it down. Another thing, I think my tires might be good in this, but your quad will pull right or left once you get it back. And if it's pulling right, that means your left tire has too much air in it or your right tire's flat. So you gotta learn how to adjust your tires with air too, because if your quad's pulling right or left, that's a whole thing on its own. You gotta get it dialed in. Once you get good, you can learn how to click into second, but these speed bumps are a little sketchy to hit in second. I'm trying to go slow because these speed bumps. Shit. That was dirty. I gotta do a long one so you guys know I know what I'm talking about. And when you get pretty good, you can give it throttle, throw it in the balance point, and then coast. So once you learn coasters, that means you're giving it no throttle, and that means you're in the balance point and you're going fast enough where you just give it the back brake and slow it down. I'll show you right here. That's when you get really good with the back brake. So watch, I'll speed it up and I'll slow it down. So I go from fast to slow all while in the wheelie. So once you get really good, you can slow down and speed up while you don't gotta like it's like you're riding normal, but you're in the wheelie. That's, I think, the basics. Another thing is, if you're new out there, you need to learn how to ride with just fingers. If your clutch lever, this is a hydraulic clutch. This one's easy to pull in because it's hydraulic, but you need to learn at least 2 fingers max. Doing a wheelie with your whole hand is hard because you got to pull, like you need grip and you need to learn to hold in the lever. And then also your front brake. For me, I always have 1 finger out. I guess it doesn't really matter because you don't even hit the front brake, but that's another thing. You need to learn just have 1 finger on the front brake. If your whole hand gripping it, you just need to learn that.
You don't have full control of your handlebars then.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you standing on the wheelie bar now. So you can either transition, that's hard, doing a transition. That's like when you get more advanced, but doing it on the wheelie bar is a lot easier. The only thing is when you pull it back, you better be ready to hit the back brake. But the wheelie bar is easier just because your weight is more towards the back of the quad and not over the middle. It's easier to pull up. Especially this quad's really light, but a lot of quads, they're really heavy on the front end, so it's harder to pull it up. So you can put your knee on the seat. This is the easiest way to do a wheelie, by the way. Knee on the seat, and you just, same thing, but I'm leaning so far back, that's way easier to pull up. And it's way easier to go slow. The slower you go though, the more, the better you're gonna be at what you're doing, so. Start standing up when you get really good, like this. It's all really the same thing. The main thing is learning the back brake. That's the most important thing because your back brake is gonna save you. If you don't know your back brake, you shouldn't be wheeling. You need to get, that's the most important thing is learning brake control and knowing how hard to hit it. And also I'm not hitting it a lot when I'm just barely touching it. So that's the most important thing. And when you get really good, you start doing one-handers. Now you have 1 less hand to hold on to. So it's nice when you either tuck your hand under the net, if you're in first gear. If you're doing second gear one-handers, you can go like this. But if you're going really slow, you can't really be in second gear. So I'm trying to do a hand drag. Stall it out. When you do the hand drag, you put your foot under the net. You don't have to, but it helps you get up where you got more of yourself holding onto the bike. Because now you got 1 less hand, it's easy to fall off. I usually like to go like this if I'm in first. The problem is when you go so slow with a one-hander, it's easy to stall out. So on the one-handers, it's the same thing, but it's just a little more sketchy. It's really, once you get them down, they're not that hard. The back brake's the most important thing. In the one-handers, you just don't want to lose your grip. Then there's no-handers. That means the bike's in coasting mode. You got to go fast and slow it down. And then you take both hands off and you go like this. I can't do it here. I can't even try because you'll wipe the f out on a speed bump. I got standing no-handers too, or one-hander. also the easier it is, but the faster you go, also the more you can wreck. If you learn going really slow like this and you just wait till you get it down good, you'll learn the fastest. But on a dirt bike, it's hard to learn slow like this. So you can learn this in a day. If I mean, depends on who you are, but I learned in a day. I wasn't the best. I wasn't like how I am now, but you know, you can get down in a day. It's a pretty fun thing to learn too. There's a lot of things in life that aren't fun to learn. This is fun to learn because once you get it, you're like,
I'm the man.
yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other tips. Wear a helmet. Don't wear boots. That's a weird thing to say, but learning how to use the back brake with boots is like impossible. You gotta wear shoes. Even boots, you can't really even wear just normal boots. I mean, you can. You can wear normal boots, but not like motocross boots. It's pretty hard to learn in motocross boots.
You can't bend your ankle.
Yeah, and you can't feel the shit. You can't feel the back brake. It's a lot harder to do it in motocross boots. I think that's really about it. Pretty basic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched a video on how to do a wheelie, so maybe this will help you guys. I know this. I learned by the people I was hanging out with that knew how to wheelie, and they taught me. So you know, pretty much you guys are being taught by me, just like I was taught by them. That's your tech tips for today, and it also really helps if you have the Monarch hat shirt on. The Monarch wristbands. This is 10% better. This is 10% better. So you'd say you could wheelie 8 out of 10 times. With these, you could wheelie 10 out of 10 times. Pretty crazy. I mean, that's not a proven fact, but don't take me to court for that. I'm just saying like what I've seen on similar occasions. You know, it's a personal experience. Also, the Monarch shoes help a lot, but you can't have these because they're not out yet, but they'll be out soon. Here we go. I'm learning the no-handers. Yeah. That's next, but I actually haven't ridden it in like years. And this is like, I just bought this last week and I figured we'd do a how-to because I'm a man of the people, you know? All I asked for this tutorial, you know, some people, they sell courses. You know, I could sell this information. All you gotta do is buy a t-shirt on monarch.com. And it'll get you entered to win that camo F250 over there. So, what else do you want me to teach you? I'm like that big brother that teaches you all the cool shit. I can teach you guys some stuff. Final trick, I'm gonna show you how to load your quad like a pro. Then you put it in neutral. And you can win this truck on monarch.com.